If you're driving in the United States in April 2026, you might be breaking the law without even realizing it, and the scary part is the fines are higher than ever and the rules have quietly changed across multiple states. Drivers are already getting hit with unexpected penalties, license suspensions, and even permanent record points that could affect their insurance for years. So before you get behind the wheel again, you need to know exactly what's changed and how it can impact you starting right now. Welcome back to DriveAuthority USA, your trusted source for the latest driving updates, laws, and critical alerts every driver must know. Today, we're breaking down the April 2026 USA driving news that is catching thousands of drivers off guard, including new license rules, increased fines, stricter enforcement, and the biggest mistakes people are making on the road right now. Let's start with the biggest update that's making headlines across multiple states, and that is the new driver license regulation changes. Several states have introduced updated license verification systems, which means your license status is now being checked in real time during traffic stops. This isn't like before where minor issues could be overlooked. If your license is expired, suspended, or even flagged for administrative reasons, officers will know instantly. What's even more serious is that some states have reduced the grace period for expired licenses. Previously, drivers had weeks or even months to renew without major penalties, but now in many areas, even a short delay can result in fines or legal trouble. Drivers are reporting fines ranging from $100 to $500 just for driving with an expired license, even if it expired recently. Another major update involves digital licenses. While some states are allowing digital IDs, others are enforcing stricter rules about when and how they can be used. If you're relying only on a digital license on your phone, you could be fined if the state you're in does not fully accept it during traffic stops. This confusion is leading to real penalties, so drivers must double-check what is valid in their specific state. Now let's talk about fines because this is where things get even more serious. April 2026 has brought increased penalties for several common violations, and many drivers are unaware of just how expensive these mistakes have become. Speeding fines have been increased in multiple states, especially in school zones and construction areas. Even going just 5 to 10 miles per hour over the limit in these zones can now result in doubled fines. In some cases, drivers are being charged over $300 for what used to be considered a minor violation. Distracted driving is another area where enforcement has become extremely strict. Using your phone while driving, even for a few seconds, can now lead to heavy fines and points on your license. Some states are using cameras and AI-based detection systems to catch drivers who are texting or holding their phones. This means you don't even need to be pulled over to receive a ticket. And here's something many drivers are getting caught by surprise with. Hands-free laws are being expanded. Even if you're not texting, simply holding your phone while driving could be illegal depending on the state. Drivers are being fined just for holding their device, even if they claim they were not actively using it. Another major update involves seatbelt enforcement. While seatbelt laws have always existed, some states are now treating violations as primary offenses. That means police can pull you over solely for not wearing a seatbelt. Previously, this might have been a secondary offense, but now it's enough on its own to get you stopped and fined. Now let's move to one of the most concerning updates, and that is the increase in automated enforcement systems. Red light cameras, speed cameras, and AI-powered monitoring systems are expanding rapidly. Cities are installing more cameras than ever before, and these systems operate 24 hours a day. Drivers are receiving tickets in the mail days after the violation, often with photo or video evidence attached. This removes the possibility of arguing your case on the spot and makes enforcement much more consistent and strict. Parking violations have also seen changes. In busy urban areas, new smart parking systems are tracking how long your vehicle is parked. Overstaying even by a few minutes can result in automatic fines. Some areas are even using license plate recognition technology to track repeat offenders. Let's talk about insurance impact, because this is something many drivers overlook. With these new rules and stricter enforcement, even minor violations can now lead to increased insurance premiums. One or two tickets might not seem like a big deal, but they can significantly raise your monthly payments. Insurance companies are now more connected to driving records in real time. This means violations are being reported faster, and rate adjustments are happening sooner than before. Drivers who accumulate multiple offenses could see their insurance costs double, or even face policy cancellation. Now here's something very important for new drivers and young drivers. There are stricter rules being applied to learner permits and provisional licenses. Curfew restrictions, passenger limits, and zero-tolerance policies for violations are being enforced more aggressively. Parents need to be aware that if a young driver breaks these rules, the consequences can include license suspension or delays in getting a full license. These changes are designed to improve safety, but they are also catching many families off guard. Another key update involves DUI laws. Enforcement has become more aggressive, with increased checkpoints and stricter penalties. Even first-time offenders are facing heavier fines, longer license suspensions, and mandatory education programs. Some states have also lowered the acceptable blood alcohol limits for certain drivers, such as commercial drivers or those under 21. This means even a small amount of alcohol could put you over the legal limit depending on your situation. Let's not forget about vehicle-related violations. Expired registration, broken lights, or missing documentation are being enforced more strictly. Officers are paying closer attention to vehicle condition, and fines for these issues have increased in many areas. Emissions testing requirements are also being updated in some states. Vehicles that fail to meet standards can face restrictions or fines, and drivers may be required to fix issues before they can legally drive again. Now, here's a big mistake drivers are making right now, assuming that rules are the same across all states. This is no longer true. Each state is updating laws at a different pace, which means what is legal in one state could be illegal in another. If you're traveling or moving between states, you must check local driving laws before you hit the road. Ignorance is not accepted as an excuse, and drivers are being fined even when they claim they didn't know the rules. Another growing issue is aggressive driving enforcement. Tailgating, road rage, and reckless behavior are being targeted more heavily. Police are using both on-road patrols and camera systems to identify dangerous driving patterns. Drivers caught engaging in aggressive behavior can face serious penalties, including license suspension or even criminal charges in extreme cases. Now let's talk about what you should do to stay safe and avoid these penalties. First, always make sure your license is valid and up to date. Check expiration dates and renew early to avoid last-minute issues. Second, avoid using your phone while driving at all costs. Even holding it briefly can get you fined. Use hands-free systems properly, or pull over if you need to use your device. Third, pay close attention to speed limits, especially in school zones and construction areas. These are high-risk zones for increased fines and strict enforcement. Fourth, stay updated on your state's specific driving laws. Rules are changing frequently, and staying informed is the best way to protect yourself. Finally, drive responsibly at all times. With increased surveillance and stricter enforcement, there's very little room for error on the road today. These April 2026 updates are not just small changes, they represent a major shift in how driving laws are enforced across the United States. Drivers who fail to adapt could face serious financial and legal consequences. If you found this update helpful and want to stay ahead of future driving law changes, make sure you stay connected with DriveAuthority USA. We bring you the latest updates, real-time alerts, and everything you need to stay safe and informed on the road. Drive smart, stay alert, and we'll see you in the next update right here on DriveAuthority USA.